There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again, and then we'll move on. And when we get the order to stop, we'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the Army of Ukraine, our army.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Broadcasting live for the Function Better Center of Excellence on this Monday the 13th. Monday the 13th. That sounds weird to say Monday the 13th. You know, because you're so used to saying like Friday the 13th or something like that. I apologize for the little bit of delay there. We had some tech issues with the King and me, and so we were like trying to figure out why Facebook was being so wonky. So if you didn't see anything or a little bit of delay at U.S. Army WTF Moments' Facebook page, rest assured you can see that on any of the YouTube pages, and it was already playing on X. So we don't know what was going on. There was some weird stuff happening. And then the Facebook page on WTF Nation Radio was the same way. It was being all glitchy. So right before we came on here, I was just double checking, triple checking to make sure that we weren't glitching too, because we got a little spotty stuff. I don't know, maybe did Facebook have some sort of update or something like that? Because I'm kind of like wondering. Yes, indeed. All right, so tonight, I don't know. I'm kind of overwhelmed. I gotta fan myself with my AER propaganda. Make sure you donate to AER Army Emergency Relief. You know, we're supporting soldiers and their families since 1942. Got a big guest tonight. An author, also part of a band. I don't know if you guys might have heard. He was part of this little TV show. TV show called The Office. Creed Bratton's going to be joining us at 9 o'clock. And I'm pretty sure most of our guests were already listening in or watching us or something like that. So you guys make sure you present yourselves, and talks amongst yourselves. And I'm looking forward to having this. He's going to be joining us to talk about let me put the camera back on. He's going to be joining us to talk about his book coming out, Buffaloes. Now, you guys know me being a military history aficionado, and I do enjoy military history and all that. We do make fun of the Cav, though. I just think that it's awesome to see the military aspect side. And like I said, it's Creed Bratton. Come on, man. So we're gonna welcome him with open arms. And like I said, I cannot wait to shoot the shit. So, but that's gonna be later. But right now, let's drop into the news. Let's dive in, man. Oh man, there's some yeah, exactly that. Are you a Catholic? No, I am not a Catholic. I'm not a Catholic. Nope. I've grown up. I don't know. You want to say grow up? I grew up a little bit with some semblance of religion, of course. I don't like getting into the religious stuff, because that's kind of like I don't know. It's like church in your bedroom, right? The only reason why there's doors right there, it's none of your business who you worship, who you whatever. Just kind of like, I don't know. It's just, I don't get involved in the religious talk. I know a lot of individuals like to get on the DMs and say, hey, you did this because of whatever. So I'll cut to the chase. This has been all over the freaking news. The president posted a Jesus-like / ith AI / pain. People say it's pain. Now look, I'm kind of like on the side of this, is that if you are going to, I mean, some of the Actors Guild too, when the strike was going on, the actor strike was going on. What was some of the big keynotes, right? Was the use of AI, heavily use of AI. I'm just gonna say, it is ruining. Maybe if Facebook saw the group chat, yeah, exactly that. I being a amateur / film dude, amateur, producer, co-producer, filmmaker, whatever you want to call me. I believe that the actual eye of the artists, producers and directors and editors and individuals who actually make like paintings and set designs and all that, I feel like that's what the magic of movies is all about, right? It's kind of like I don't know. It's just you feel like you feel it, right? You guys know I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I'll just do like old Star Wars, old school Star Wars shit, right? The practical effects and all that. Like it was like tech used, right? You knew that it was like part of the future, but not. Well, obviously because it was a story long time ago, in the galaxy far away. But you noticed that it was there. There was you felt it, like you could feel the aesthetic. You just yeah, right. Now AI makes everybody do anything and everything. It kind of like takes away from it. That's why when I see somebody saying, "Oh, look at this AI stuff," and blah blah blah. So somebody, the president posted on his social media platform, True Social, and I'm like, I look, man, I'm all about the your religious aspects and all that. I'm all about your, how do you feel, how do you want to praise, worship, do whatever part of your religious schisms and all that. But this right here, and it's been like a lot of arguments on Twitter. That's why I like Twitter, man. People like to argue. So this right here on True Social, it depicts the president wearing some sort of robes and placing his hand over someone, and then there's little stuff in the background, and somebody said it was a painting, right, at first, and then there was an AI addition to it. You really can't see the difference between the painting and I'm just like, I'm all about bringing somebody's like story to talk about how miracles are, or when something happens to you and you hear about somebody, oh, it's a miracle that this happened, and oh yeah, fuck yeah, dude, those are the stories I like, right? But when you start like depicting individuals like as if they're godlike or as if they're God, that's overperformative cringe to me. And people are gonna get mad at me when I say this, but I've been watching the social medias going back and forth, and everyone's been arguing, and I'm like, we should have protected. We should have protected Harambe. Oh, takes out, of course. But it's real cringe. It's real cringy. You know what I mean? It's like that. To bring it to a military aspect of it, it's almost like it's piggybacking and caveating. That's cringe, right? And if everyone exactly that, Keith, if everyone thought that was an actual painting, because I've seen some artists, I've seen some graphic artists just kick ass on their paintings or graphics and stuff like that. They do graphics up. That's what I'm talking about, right? Once you start using AI, you lose the fuck out of me, man. I'm just gonna say it right now. You lose it. You lose me. And I kind of like individuals that are saying, "Well, no, it's who's protecting that, Colton? Get on X. Get on X. Just trust me. Get on X and just see the discussion and the dialogue going back and forth. But I don't. You lose me at AI. But like I said, it looks like old Mad Magazine cartoons. When I see in anything AI, when someone tries to do something, I really feel bad for like the graphics artists, that are like really spend their time on using computer graphics, and they use a Wacom tablet and all stuff, and they're just kicking ass. He should have saved that one for the bros after having a few. Yeah, exactly that. He should have put that. Trump is a troll, and he does that to make the far left's head. I'll be honest with you, it's fucking cringe. Like, I get it. I'm all about memery. I am the Grand Admiral propaganda, of course. And I enjoy the memeage. I do enjoy throwing up some memes and some savage memes. But I would never depict anybody in a specific godlike stat. Now, of course, that article, that image was deleted. All right? It was deleted. It was like, oh, it was because I was depicting myself as a doctor. And just seeing everybody coming out of the woodwork just defending that. I mean, okay, that Trump trying to look like Jesus, but Trump said he's a doctor healing. Yes. Cringe is watching people thank people for the compliments of AI image with them. Yeah, oh my God. It's bad. Just go on Facebook and you see a history's herald or wartime stories. And there's stories out there that are completely 100% fucking fake. That's because they decided, and there's those Facebook boomers that are like, oh yeah, meanwhile, pop, we're out there going, look at this. I'm going to get to that in a minute. But that caused a lot of drama. That people were just like going back and forth. Now look, again, I love all memories, but I also hate fucking hypocrites. That when other individuals are depicted as Christ-like, oh my God, it's blasphemy. But when it's Trump doing it, oh my God, it's, he's never going to show up on the podcast now. I don't like Ken. All he does is talk shit. People got mad when George Floyd was depicted as a Christ-like figure or Christ-like. But then when it comes, and they were saying blasphemy and all sorts of shit. Then when it came to Trump being depicted Christ-like, I'm gonna tell you what. Everyone was noticing that his robes were like white and red, and so immediately he said, "I was a doctor. I'm depicting myself as a doctor helping out." It's almost like, dude, you stepped on yourself. We have free speech. We fought for. We could say anything. Imagine he did Allah now attacks. No, I'm just saying. What are you talking about? He did say something about Allah. He said Salam Alaikum or Allah Akbar or something like that. God is great or something like that on a recent post that got deleted as well. I'm so glad that he came back around to Christianity, I guess, right? Yeah, Patricia, for real, man, for real. There's people that were getting pissed, saying you can't use George Floyd as Jesus memes. That's blasphemy. Oh, you just have to understand. He's just trolling people. That's why he put himself as Christ-like. Nah, man, nah. That's what my drama is. That's what my beef is. I mean, like I said, I love the memery. It's the hypocrisy of everybody going back and forth stating you can't do that because it's blasphemy. But when our guy does it, it's okay. Just do it. It's okay. I'm just surprised at the back and forth and the mental somersaults and gymnastics that I'm seeing for everyone to. I mean, there was some. I was just telling the team. I got some. This is me. This is what I posted on. Who was this on? This was on some dude named Gunther Eagleman, and I posted. Hang on, let me post some shit there. That everyone was like, "Oh man, what are you doing?" Because like I said, I think it's cringe. I think if you're trying to portray yourself as some sort of make sure you follow PsyOp anime as well. Hang on, let me get this opened up a little bit here so that way y'all can see it. So they posted the video. Here's my response. This got people mad too. See what they're doing on Twitter now is they don't tag you. What they do is they do screenshots and then they shit talk about you behind your back. But I'm just like, dude, that is so fucking cringe. That is cringe as hell. Why would you want to depict yourself or act like or trying to be an edgelord to be someone of the Almighty? No, we called out Trump. Wait, who called out Trump? Wait. No, we called out Trump. George Floyd, how was killed according to you? How he was killed? What are you talking about? People were making art of George Floyd that were basically canonizing him. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, George Floyd's Saint Fentanyl. Again, I'm highlighting the hypocrisy of it. I'm highlighting the fact that people were like, oh, you can't do that because that's blasphemy. When our guy does that, if you don't support my answers, or if you don't think as a matter of fact, I did that too. Made a little joke there referring back to former President Biden. You remember when he said, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black? Well, I kind of did the same thing. I was talking to the bros about this, and like, I'm gonna post these beeps. I'm gonna meme in return. And I said, if you don't support my response, then you ain't MAGA, Maha, Miha, Jiha, Siga, Ligma. The same shit. People were like, I don't know if I should laugh at this or not. Why? It was okay. I'm not, well, we're gonna canonize Biden as well. They got everybody in the jumblies, man. They were whatever. Colton, what are you trying to say? I don't know who you're talking to. No answer. What? George Floyd on how he was killed according to you. What do you mean how he was killed? What, at the time, it looks like he was being asphyxiated due to the fact that his body position, that somebody's knee was on his neck. And come to find out that he was under the influence of fentanyl. You're talking about that? How he died there? How he was killed? So I don't understand. I don't understand what you're trying to get. You make it sound like I'm like trying to say that George Floyd wasn't killed or whatever. I'm not going to say that he did not have contributing factors that led to his death, but also didn't help that were exacerbated by the law enforcement putting his knee in his fucking throat. Yeah, have I read the book of Saint Corpop? I brought him up because that's what people were saying. I brought up George Floyd because, okay, I brought up somebody else because there was another influencer that got pissed off when George Floyd was hang on, let me pull this up. Man, Cole, you need to get a Twitter account or go somewhere else, man. I'm just like, damn, dude. Because everybody knows that I was dragging other influencers as well. Let me look at this right quick. Let me scour my. Matter of fact, I think I got it up in the chat, right? Do I still have it in the chat? Because we were dropping Jesus memes left and right anyway. So, there we go, right here. Here we go. You guys know who Jack Posobiec is, right? So, yeah, we all crashed out because Trump posted a meme. Well, the same thing. That's why I brought up George Floyd. That currently is the example right now, Colton. I don't know why you're getting so defensive over George Floyd. Or the note of. And so I put, hey, that note is coming, dog. He got a community note. Because you can't say one thing and then get, oh, it's not a big deal. Oh, shucky darn. Shucky darn and slop them chickens. It's okay for him to meme. He's a meme. But as soon as you saw a meme that you didn't like, oh, shit, that's blasphemy. I asked, no, dude, no. Don't even go in there. Don't play these mental gymnastics on me, Colton. You insinuated just because I talked about it, and then you said immediately about George Floyd. You're trying to pick pepper out of fly shit here. Because you're trying to peg me into a corner of you think whatever. Yeah, we said Trump was wrong too. We thought it was fucking hilarious. So he's backing it up. You're going on your own page. See, that's the thing about a delay. It's because I don't know who Colton is talking to. At any rate, so yeah, that was the big news, and then of course that was deleted. And then when it was brought up to then he said that he was depicting himself as like a doctor. When I don't know how many other Jesus pictures that you've had or depictions of the Almighty that you have seen of him being in red. Hang on, let me pull up just any instance. Let's see, here's somebody here throwing up a meme here. Another one here, just a picture of Jesus wearing white and red, right? That was funny. Even though I don't particularly get along with this individual that we're looking at right now, but that's just it. Call it a spade anyways. What's the next one here? Because I'm going on exactly. Facebook is really going to kill us now. Because now, is this blasphemy? Depicting Barack Obama as like the same thing? Is that the same thing? Again, highlighting the hypocrisy is fucking hilarious. Look at this next one here. I got to make sure when I'm doing the screen caps and the screen gaps, I'm looking at the right one. All right, let me see. You prefer Black Jesus? Oh, man. Colton, which MOS? I've had several MOSs. The last MOS to which I retired was a psychological operations specialist. That's what I retired as. So that was my last MOS. See, where's the next one here? Nobody cares what your MOS is? Wait. Oh, wait. Are you guys fighting? Are you guys talking about me in the third person again, Blue Falcon? Funny how nobody talks about the... dude, Colton, what are you talking about? I said I retired. I was dude, see now you're getting into some drama here that's like, what? If I retired, what does it fucking matter? But how many I was active duty? What do you mean? Jesus Christ. Now Colton's going to make it an MOS, and then Colton's going to make it an MOS about us, and then people are going to look at Colton and look at his MOS and talk about what he's doing or whatever. Making a big deal about him because he got the highlight and the spotlight thrown on him, so now he's going to try to make it about me. It's okay, dude. It's okay. Beast mode, right? You're an 11. You were guard. No, it was active duty. PSYOP is not a fucking National Guard MOS. It's either active duty or reserve, dude. And what? Fuck, man. You were guard. Oh, here we go. You're a pogue. Colton, do you want me to pull up some Facebook posts? If you want me to. Colton is learning about the books. I was a beat popsicle. Yeah, exactly that. Who fucking cares? What your MOS was. Damn, here we go. what was I saying? Oh yeah. So anyway, so he posted up saying that he was merely depicting himself as being a doctor helping somebody out, which a lot of people were saying that the guy looked like Epstein. That was on the bed. Let me see. The joke about Black Jesus. Hang on. Let's see. So, matter of fact, we talked about Black Jesus when I was on the last. I got to make sure I got the skit right. Here we go. So this was some gifs and memery that we had back when somebody's like, yeah, okay, fine, I'll share that one. This was oh man. Oh man, that's the Almighty looking at the timeline today. Okay, here it was. Yo, Black Jesus, you see this shit? Oh shit. Oh, there he is, Colton. There's Colton. Let me pull up these. Yeah, here we go. You see this shit? I'm looking at you, Colton. And then, yeah, fam, how about you, Korean Jesus? And then, holy shit. So there's been so many inclinations about Jesus already. I don't know if he'd get mad at the memes, though. Back to Jesus' place. Must have been an officer. Damn, Colton must have been officer. Exactly that. Must been officer. Thought not like what podcaster says on podcast about Almighty. We love you, Colton. Anyway, no, I know that's not you. No, what I was saying is that I clicked on your link and that was your page, and I saw that. Oh man, because I have the staff sending me links of you. So yes, I was a National Guard guy. I was a cook, Colton. There you go. I was a cook ass pogue. How about that? All right, I think we've covered that. I think we've covered that drama. Breaking news right now. 2 individuals in Congress are resigning. Did you guys hear about Eric Swalwell and Tony Gonzalez? That story has made the news now. And it's kind of funny. It's like, I'm not seeing, no, we were talking about that. It's funny that you're not seeing too much. I mean, I don't know. Is the news talking about it? Is everybody like not caring about this anymore, or does politics matter? I mean, I think if you're going through and you see who Eric Swalwell is, he has been reported allegedly, and he says he denies this, of course, denies the fact that he was involved or had committed sexual assault. And he offered his resignation, and he posted it on social media. And he said that, blah, 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 right here, quoting it. Deepest sorry to staff of constituents for mistakes and judgment I made in the past. I'll fight serious false. Not good. He's saying this is false allegations made against me. However, I must take responsibility and ownership for the mistakes that I did make. So I don't know how you could say that it's false, but then said you made mistakes. So again, I'm aware of the efforts of bringing me the expulsion to vote against me and other members, and expelling anyone in Congress without due process within days of an allegation being made as being wrong, quote unquote. So that last sentence right there in the end, therefore I plan to resign my seat in Congress. There's been videos being posted around, again, without AI, and he's not really said it's not him, that he's was involved with somebody with alleged rape. Supposedly, allegedly posted on social media. One of the victims will be talking about it, I guess, tomorrow, in Beverly Hills. Yeah, there you go. So maybe he was inappropriate, but not super inappropriate. I don't know. Rape allegations are kind of like, yeah. So that's something you just can't just like blow off and whatever. But yes, that was posted on him. There was some video that's being posted around. Now, some of the video that's being posted around, I don't know if it's like it is him or something like that, but it's him being in a hotel room trying to cop a kiss from a chick, and he was in a room with other people and stuff like that. So yeah, that's Eric Swalwell, Tony Gonzalez. That story. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to that. Somebody who was as a matter of fact, let me pull this up right here. So let me see what his resignation was about. It's like everyone got a twofer today in politics. All right. So in his post, let me look at his post right here. Look at his post right here. There we go. This is Tony Gonzalez. Let me highlight Tony Gonzalez right here. And he says there's a reason for everything. God has a plan for us. And I'm reading this from his Twitter account. When Congress burns tomorrow, I will file my retirement from office. It's been my privilege to serve the great people of Texas. And of course, you know all of his stuff that he had. There were some allegations that he was involved with a staffer, and she eventually ended up killing herself. What are you talking about, Colton? Now, what's happening now? What show you who you calling names, Colton? I mean, you guys are just going off and what you did slander. Good job. You just did. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah, you did slander. Good job. I want to see both. I want to see Ben Affleck smoking his Jesus. You want to see that picture again? I want to know what Colton's talking about here. I guess somebody made him out in the chats. Sad things, he already locked up a congressional. Yeah, exactly that. So again, the case that was going on with him is that he allegedly was involved with it. Well, now not allegedly. There were some screenshots of text messages of him being involved with somebody, and so, like I said, she took her own life. So that's a whole nother. So you got the Eric Swalwell thing, and then you got the Tony Gonzalez thing out of Texas. And then now that's got the names up. You got Katie Porter now. It's gonna be like more likely gonna be trying to slide right into that shit. California politics are crazy. So yeah, we'll see in a minute. Everyone's saying that Swalwell might be in an investigation somewhere else. So I don't know. Stay tuned. More than likely, the news we'll highlight that. So, some kind of sideshow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys. I don't know who you guys are talking to. I don't know if you guys talking to me. I don't know what tangent Colton is going on, or what he's accusing people of. Like I said, I think there's a delay on here, so he's like dropping names and picking stuff and grabbing at straws. So, anyways, you can't hear anything. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. She self-immolated. That killing yourself by fire is definitely a bad way to go. What was the other one about that? Let me just pull up one more thing about this. No, I'm gonna play. There was Fox had it. I'm not gonna play no Fox stuff. I'm going back and forth with Fox right now because Sean Hannity got mad at me one time because I posted some stuff on his page and didn't like it. Took a minute. Tried to hide some comments one time on a post, and then deleted a post. he was saying that yeah, exactly. He was saying that the Pope doesn't read the he doesn't read the yeah. Sean Hannity said the Pope doesn't read it. Now look, I don't again, most politicians when they talk to the papacy, they normally. Oh, from what's been reported. Okay, yeah, Blue Falcon said what's been reported is that Swalwell's in financial trouble as well. It was I mean most of my lifetime, anytime any politician talked to the Pope is like, hey, live for peace, no war, everybody deserves human rights, blah blah blah, and the politician goes, I see you, Mike. Are we having problems with the channels again? Because I know it was glitching earlier. So politicians, when they meet the Pope, they'll like, hey, how you doing? Hugs, and then thank you, your eminence. Thank you for your, I don't know what the title of address for a Pope when you ever meet him, but you say, hey, thank you so much. We appreciate your guidance, yada yada yada, and then that's what ends up happening. That the Pope is given the respect almost like due to his position, right? So it's kind of like nobody really don't go at it. And so it's one of those things to where, how do I say this? It's one of those things to where, I don't know, he's the Pope. You don't tell the Pope that you don't. I don't know. You don't tell him that he reads the Bible. So yeah, exactly. You don't. I don't know, man. Like I said, every politician that talks to the Pope, they shake their hand. Thank you so much. Kiss the hand or whatever things you do to the Pope to say hi or acknowledge him as a religious leader. Thank you so much. Thank you, blah, blah, blah. And then that's it. And you don't really say, well, the Pope does it. He's the Pope. I mean, there's got to be, in the Catholic system, there's several things they got to do to be Pope, right? There's several things they have to be. It's almost like, I don't know. I don't want to do this military wise or have a direction to the military. It's almost like being KD complete, right? There's so many times you got to be like fathers. I just saw that pop culture word. Thanks. And so I don't see, anything that he could have done or not done. And so, yeah. So it's kind of funny that people are telling the Pope that the Pope is not reading the Bible, not the Pope. So, yeah. Colton, dude, are you okay, man? You're just going off. Hopefully, he starts wearing a hat. I never said anything Korea stuff or anything he showed. What are you talking about, Colton? Are you guys fighting with each other in the chats? You guys are going back and forth in the chat. So, the only thing that separates him from the liberals is that he's the funny hat that he wears and he's military. I'm just saying. Reagan meeting the Pope John Paul and stuff like that, or meeting the other popes. Everyone else meeting the other popes. They've always talked to the popes. They don't, you know what I mean? The Pope to become the Pope is like, I can't speak on that stuff. I don't know what Catholics go through to become popes. Okay, let me check that here. All right, we just got an update from the guest. Okay. Creed is not able to make it, but his co-author will be able to come on. So, hey, that's good enough. I mean, he did co-write the book. The Pope is no. What I'm saying though is that I don't know anything about the Pope thing. Like I said, I don't know the rules of the Popedom. I don't know the rules of how the Popeisms happen and all that stuff. So for me to sit there and like somebody like Sean Hannity to say the Pope doesn't read the Bible, I don't know. Kind of like figured you got a way to do that. and so it was just like a lot of altar boys. Oof, oof, oof. So, anyways, let me go ahead and take a break right quick so I can get just some of the details of what's happening. And then let's see. Hang on. I'll wait for a second, and then, well, actually, no, I'll keep going until I see the guest, the co-author. What's going on with our generals being asked to step down? Is he fierce because lightning might strike him? No, he's going through some stuff. So I don't know, Mike. Am I allowed to? Hang on. Am I allowed to mention that? Is that? I mean, am I allowed to talk about it? Separating church and state. Blah blah. So you guys know that? Is that? Hang on. Is that public? Hang on. I'm getting real time information right now. Sure, let's get it right. Covering up all. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not saying anything about the Catholic Church not, being proactive and doing and fixing and getting that shit fucking covered up or not, because they definitely did. And I don't know. Did they pay any restitution to any victims? So this is fake, dude. Colton, dude, what is your problem, man? What, just come out and say it, man. This is a change, this is a fake, this is stuff like that. Bro, are you okay? Are you okay? Colton, are you okay? Because damn, bro, you're lashing out at people in the audience. You're going off of, we don't even know who you're talking to. When we say something like that. Yeah. You better. I better clear my break with Colton. That's right. Yeah. It's different. Yeah. Maybe hosts take permission from Colton from break. No, dude. Hey, we break balls too. I just want to make sure you're okay, man. If you're okay. Because, we've had some people that's been in the chats that, they've had bad days, and we want to make sure we're not fucking with them so much that they end up getting pissed off. Okay. So yeah, he has an emergency reschedule for Creed, but Nathan Edmondson is the co-author, and so he'll be joining as well. So that'll be some good stuff. So it'll still come on. He'll still come on. The show will still happen, and we will still be bragging about the book Buffaloes. I can't wait for this, because I'm gonna tell you what, I love this. That type of stuff. That type of stuff is, how do I say that? It's a historical background, and I'm gonna say I love that shit. A lot of our military history, believe it or not, I don't want to say it because then the tankers and the cav guys will go, yeah. A lot of the background from our military history, it comes from the cav. So, I'm just like I said, I just think that it's fascinating, and it's part of your history too. It's part of your, how do I say this, being a steward of the profession, of understanding that some of this history that you have is you don't realize. Holy shit, this is some good stuff. So let me see. Yeah, I'm just now catching up with the comments right now. Okay. Okay, I'm glad everybody's okay. All right, let me pull this up right quick. The name of the book is Buffaloes. So, as a matter of fact, let me get this graphic up so that way I can at least get some credit up here. Because I think this, I can already tell this. I want this is like military movie type stuff. There you go. You guys see the movie Sinners? You guys like that? Did you guys like that movie? How many of y'all enjoyed that movie? You guys remember in the beginning, right, when the Choctaw vampire hunter showed up and all that stuff? That's the story that I wanna see. That's the story that I wanna check out. Hang on, let me change this graphic right quick so we can get this up. There we go. There we go. That's the name of the book. So we're going to go ahead and we erase history in this country for hurt feelings. Yeah, it does, man. He's not the author from last week. He is the author. No, he's not. No, he's not the author from last week. This is a whole new. It's a whole new set. Like I said, Creed Bratton is the guy that was on The Office, right? And so he co-authored the book with. Is he the author from last week? Wait, what is it? Hang on, Keith. Y'all confusing me now. Is he? Oh yeah, Nathan Edmondson. Yes. My bad. No, I'm confused. Now y'all confusing me. So, anyways, let me get the camera back here. Yes, Nathan Edmondson was on. I think it was on Pop Culture Warrior already, right? Let me see. Yeah, let me pop in. Yeah, you're right. You are correct. My apologies for this. There you go. Nathan Edmondson is also is this guy, right? I want to make sure I'm right. I want to make sure I'm good to go. So, comic author and writer. The guys are probably like screaming at me right now. No, that's not the right guy. There you go. All right. So we're going to go ahead and take a break right quick so I can get everything set up for Nathan to join us. Because this, like I said, I can't wait. Got me all excited. So, again, my apologies, Jessica. My apologies. All right, so we're going to take a break right quick, and we'll be right back. So stand by. Shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Soldier's tale of wild misdeeds, from the chow hall to the PT grind. You won't believe the things you'll find. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private tensions far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army type of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Stuck in the mud so deep, a midnight rain, no time for sleep. It moves straight like golden hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army top of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army double the force, the madness we know. A Humvee stuck in the mud so deep, a midnight rain, no time for sleep. It moves straight like golden hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. WTF, you can't deny. Army double, the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos, the truth is told. From the field to the base, the legends grow. Army double, the fourth, the madness we know. In the ranks where the wildlings roam, every soldier's got a tale of their own. From the absurd to the downright strange, Army double the fourth, it never will change. So raise a glass to the tales untold. In the Army's world, where the brave and bold live the moments that make us say, Army double the fourth, every single day.
Hell is a candle, not a big fireplace. It's a girl with blonde hair and tears down her face. It's a lack of emotion, but the devil's so warm. With a sense of elation and souls being torn. Thought she was the problem, but I came to find that the thorns and the horns had always been mine. The devil in you and the devil in me are just part of the problem, as problems tend to be. You don't need to explain, we can both feel the pain. It's alright to lose faith, just don't lose this embrace, this devil in me. This devil in me. He met with my mother, said he's the son of a guy, and anybody who knows him is destined to rhyme. Plays the blues like he owns it, and breaks hearts like it's fine. But a lock is away when he's found the one, and he's cursed to this cycle, but he won't know he's there, since I won't let him die until his moment of despair. Oh, the devil in you and the devil in me are just part of the problem, as problems tend to be. You don't need to explain, we can both feel the pain. It's alright to lose faith, just don't lose this embrace, this devil in me. This devil in me. can't keep it together. Maybe it's the trauma, or maybe it's the drugs. I can't seem to control my fucking temper. But the problem lies in not being enough. I lost my sense of humor in the battle for my mind. Now I'll slip away with one last puff this time. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my mind. Substance suicide, only time with no regrets is letting myself die. Forgive me for the outburst with your neighbors. My actions don't reflect what's in my soul. I never found the right way to relate or take in and display a better role. The chemicals that shape me are buried deep this time. My family's already given up, it's fine. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my mind. Substance suicide, the only time with no regrets, letting myself die. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my life. The substance suicide, the only time with no regrets is letting myself die. Is letting myself die.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Creed, whenever you pop on, you can pop on. Your signal should be good. So, all right, stand by. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're back. We're playing around with some tech. We got our guests, and I'm excited. Well, first off, hang on. Let me shut off all the music here because this kind of got a little hemmed up there. So Creed Bratton and Nathan Edmondson are going to be on. Whoa, now where'd you go?
Oh,
where'd you go? There you go. Oh, there you go. Will be joining us on the Monday edition. Creed was on there for a minute and then he popped off for a second, so he'll be probably coming back on. We were already joking, so I will leave when he pops in. I'll tell you what. Let me adjust the camera here so that way you can get on here. And
Yeah, it's not. It's. I was shooting him a message there.
Okay, he popped off, so he might. Oh wait, he might come back on. He might come back on.
He should be. I was sending him a message to tell him just to relog back in.
Yeah, because all right, Nathan Creed. Well, I mean, I'll just wait till Creed shows back up. I think it was all that humor that we had in the green room before he came back on. So Nathan Edmondson and Creed Bratton coming on to talk about buffaloes. How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
You know, just like I said, just typical news day. It's Monday, so you know how it is.
I do. It's this one launched me into it quickly, as you can see. I actually, to jump on this, I was halfway across a mountain, had to pull over on the side and jump on with you.
All right, I think. Oh, I see him now. Okay, hang on. Let me grab the Creedster. Hang on.
Yep.
Oh man, there we go. Look at that glorious face right there. There we go. Whoop, whoop.
There we go.
There we go. Creed, Bratton, thank you so much for hanging out.
Sure, of course. Thank you.
Oh, man, you good? You got some ear tape on there. What's going on?
Yeah, I had some operation today on my ear.
Oh, you didn't go with the joke, Nathan?
He was in a duel. No, he's covering. He was in a duel.
I was about to say.
It was over. It was a matter of honor.
I probably really like to do this better, like I told you before, Nathan. I think just all right. I'll hang on for a little longer. Okay. All right.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right. Just want to double check. Well, first off, Creed, you are an accomplished author, and you did this little thing on the side called The Office.
Yes, with my friends, and it only took me to age 60 for that to happen.
I was about to say, happy belated birthday, by the way.
Thank you. 83, February 8th. So just coming into my prime now.
I was about to say, man, that you are in your prime, dog. So are you? I got a question from a follower and a fan. Are you single?
I am single. Thank you for asking.
Well, there you go. I know Thanksgiving's going to be a whole lot easier this year when I get that question down there. So thank you so much.
Very choosy. Very choosy.
I was about to say, man. I know you got to be careful, man. You got to be careful out there. So I'm a divorce enthusiast, so I know this. So I know what it's like. Okay. So you did your little thing on the Office. You're not here to talk about that. You're here to talk about your book, Buffalo.
We're here to talk about our book that I wrote with my good friend Nathan Edmondson. And we probably don't know if we should tell the story. Why don't you tell the story, Nathan, of how we met and came together on this thing?
Sure. Yeah, there's a restaurant, Studio City, that I used to like to go sit and write, called Hugo's, and Creed was there. Saw him a few times before. I think I said hello the first time that I saw him. But
very first time you introduced yourself, you told me you were doing a picture deal at Paramount, and I told you we started talking. Then we made the deal right then, the very first time we met.
Was it the first time? Okay.
Yep.
He's got sharp as a tack, his memory. Mine
like a steel vice.
But he Creed, I wouldn't say pitched me, but he threw out on the table this moment that he'd had, which was so compelling, and it was of a Cheyenne warrior looking across sort of a flaming battlefield at this buffalo soldier and exchanging, a look of knowing between the two of them. And he and I, as we sat down, come to find out Creed's extremely, in addition to being accomplished, he's very literary, and that spoke my language. And it also was, it's kind of I don't want to say counterculture. I don't want to be dismissive of, the scene in that way, but I think it is. The conversation we started to have was literary in a way that was very rare. I think it's rare in general, but it was certainly rare any meeting or a lot of people I'd met out there in all pitch meetings and studio meetings and things. And so we got to talking. We got to talking westerns and this idea that became Buffaloes. And it started as an idea for a series, and I think we both gravitated towards, as we got to know one another more, developed a friendship. We gravitated towards writing it as a novel, and the chemistry, was fantastic to
Yeah, we
put
had
that
so much
together.
fun. And by the way, but we both knew from the get go that it was cinematic because we both could see it on the big screen. That's right away as we're talking about it. Yeah, that was an obvious thing that we knew we're aware of. Yeah.
What was it that got the idea? What was the oh shit, we need to write about, what
The idea that I pitched him, and I had, well, I read a lot. I'm definitely a voracious cat in that aspect. And we started for talking about westerns and stuff, and I was talking about this Buffalo Soldier book that I'd read. I said, so I had this idea. We basically we know that the 10 that was set up, the Buffalo Soldier Regiment that was set up. And was it what was the name of the fort there? Was it Livingston, right?
Fort
No.
Leavenworth. Fort
Leavenworth,
Yeah.
right. Leavenworth, yeah. It was set up there, and the Eastern establishment had set up. They had all the black soldiers back, of the blacks back after the Civil War. They were free. They didn't know what to do with them, and they really decided they could get rid of them by having them go fight the Indians. They could kill the Indians. The Indians could kill them. So I had this like a Gestalt moment where I saw a black soldier looking at this Indian scout, and the white officer was berating him in front of everybody, talking down to him. And they caught each other's eye. They realized they were the same thing, even they were on different sides. They were still in the same. They're wearing the same hat, basically.
Yeah.
And that was when it hit me, it was proud. And that's what I told Nathan. I said, I just see that they should get together and fight. So this hasn't been talked about. And we went, yeah, let's do this. And that was it.
And it was in and what I mean, I'd have to look and see what the book was I read or what the site was, but I started, doing some research because I'm always many books behind Creed. But the line that I came across that I think resonated and drew me into the story past that pitch was that that is the Buffalo Soldiers, found more respect from their enemy than they did their own command and from their own army. And actually, there's different variations of the explanation of where the term Buffalo Soldiers came from, but one of the explanations was that it was actually a term of respect from the natives. They thought that they were as tough as a cornered, buffalo, and so they again that as a corner of military history is fascinating. One, because of how much isn't known. The battles are not super well, documented. Certainly not the right. Certainly not the soldiers and those soldier level interactions. But
exactly.
Yeah, and so that line just rang with me. And the next time I saw him and sat down, I said, "Yeah, this is it. Like there's something here, and it's also something I really haven't seen. You've seen and read, because it is a fiction book. It's rooted in history, but there is something I think untapped and still untapped. Like I think there's so much more story to tell, but there is something untapped in that vignette of history that these were warriors, and with a big question, like for whom did they fight? Right? Like, why would you fight for a command that has little respect for you, that doesn't care about your resources? And what does that enemy look like? And what is that, what is happening sort of interiorly, both in the mind of that scout and in the mind of that cavalryman? And I think that's a fascinating story to explore.
Yeah.
So
And also the cavalrymen treated them just like they did before. They gave them the worst horses, the worst tack, the worst weapons,
and the
worst
worst and
food.
the worst missions, because they were the ones that were charged with guarding the Mexican border, the U.S. Mexican border. They were charged to fight against the Apache and the Cheyenne, and then it really, that's really where that like you were saying, Nate, it was that's where the respect came from the most, was from what you would say their adversaries. But it is fascinating what you're talking about. This, I mean, just dude, I'm gonna pull up the. Just look at the graphic with the look, that looks cinematic already. I mean that I'm looking at that going, dude,
I like it.
I'm actually, I mean, that would be, I mean, that looks like that. Well, that could be what, Jamie Foxx or somebody like that that's portraying that role. Where'd Nathan go?
Oh, we lost our guy.
Oh man,
there he is. There we
go. That would be like, I mean, most of these roles, the cavalry style, a lot of our current military history is based on cavalry tactics. As a matter of fact, I know we were talking about what I did, during the break. A cavalry officer was the one that founded special operations. That founded, he was the father of SOF, and so that right there in itself. I mean, and of course I have my cavalry friends are going to jump in on this too. We kind of owe a lot to the way the cavalry was set up, and the way they did that. Have you reached out to Fort Leavenworth? Have you reached out to any of the Buffalo Soldier heritage sites or museums or anything like that to get some? I don't say movie stuff, but since you want to do it as a series, to continue it.
Oh, I can't hear him.
I can't hear you either. Can't hear you, Nathan. What'd you do? What'd you do to the sound, dude?
Oh,
there you
Did
go.
that work?
There you go.
Okay. What I realized is when I have a call come through, it cuts it out. So I had to put my
That's
phone
what
on
happened to me.
Do not disturb. Okay. Yeah, it's good to know. So the Buffalo Soldiers Mounted Cavalry Unit, which is a historical preservation group. They do reenactments and they do anyway, they do different displays and interactions with people at events and things. They've been super supportive. Actually, have invited us out. We missed our Creed's international tour schedule didn't line up with their last rodeo event. I also, so this book, does go through Leavenworth. It's actually is based out of Fort Robinson, and when we started talking, I didn't know much about Fort Robertson. I certainly didn't know whole lot about, Nebraska history. And in the course, I did reach out to Fort Robinson. Actually, there was a tragedy there with the woman I spoke to. I guess it's okay to say this. I won't name any names, but I called to do some research with her, plan some events. And when we reconnected, found out that an hour after I had called her, her husband had died. Like an hour, and quite young. Like he was quite. It was anyway. I just mentioned it was a poignant moment in this research, but if it proceeds further, there will certainly be film, TV expert investment in that space. We researched. There's a number of books we looked at, sites we looked at, few people I talked to, but the Fort Robinson, which I believe is the Fort Robinson State Park Historical Society. I think I'm getting that right, but it is the thing that comes up. We had some great interaction, little bits of history that were included in the book that I didn't know about, the founding, of the fort on the frontier there. Yeah. So we tried consciously to pull this story, because it was fictional, sort of to the side from the more, let's say, populated known history. We wanted to sort of carve a channel, on the side with the story and give us a place to play there.
We thought we were going to take a lot more liberties and kind of, make it, just do anything we wanted to do. But I think in retrospect, we stayed pretty close to the truth of the matter.
Now the lore actually kind of lends to an opportunity to have that, I would say, like a fiction portion of it, because being in the military, you'll hear storied events like D-Day or the Battle of the Bulge, you don't hear that side. You don't hear like the onesies or the twosies part. So that I could totally see how that would work with a fictional story like this. Who's the main character of Buffaloes, by the way? I mean,
Johnson.
Johnson.
Johnson. What's his rank? So everybody, I'm sure everyone's gonna. Is he an NCO? Is he an officer?
No. He's a private.
Yeah. He's so Johnson's story. So the book opens at the very end of the Civil War, and one of the things Creed pointed out is that the black soldiers, black Union soldiers, some kept their who either had their rank, their weapons. There was a gun control problem where they did not want them to own or have access to firearms, and so some of the skills that other some of the job opportunities available to other soldiers coming out of the Civil War, they were restricted from. And so the book opens with Johnson, who's come out of service at the very tail end of the Civil War, sort of looking for something to do, and he is a talented marksman, is drawn into the 10th Regiment, not knowing anything about them. But as you pointed out, they're sent sort of on this mission that nobody else wants to do, the conditions nobody else wants. But he, coming from the East Coast, he's heading into the dark part of the map, right? This unknown, this battle into the unknown, and it's sort of projected, or sorry, not projected. It's presented as, it's sold as, this is an easy mission, but you get to hold a rifle again, right? Because he doesn't have access to one anymore, can't even hunt his own food, and and then enters in some of the spook stories of the the natives and what sort of lies beyond
No
charted
pun intended.
territory.
No.
Right. So,
bad. We gotta cut that. We gotta cut that.
Hey, this is live, man. What are you talking about? We gotta cut that.
There's plenty.
Well, I mean,
there's plenty.
Well,
it was.
Way to go. We're gonna get canceled before we
that's
start.
That's where this terminology, it sort of takes root and originates. Like I'll defend it. Not that I intended it as a pun, but the point is, rumor and terror were they had a real place in the West. Like going out to the West was so unknown that rumor and terror and those stories reached the point of legend by the time they reached the ears. And Johnson is very he's what's the word, not speculative, he's sort of cynical about it, right? He's very cynical about the war. And so he's
they
like,
sent them to the places that everybody else was scared to go.
Right. And a lot of native mysticism will kind of play into that too. You know what I mean? It's we all have our legends. I know at different installations on military installations, we have the legends on Fort Hood. We have the legends at Fort Leavenworth, one of the most haunted places, there. So yeah, it'll totally feed into that. The reason why I say that is because I was just talking about the movie Sinners and how in the beginning of the movie you saw the Choctaw vampire hunters just drop right in, and then everyone's like, "Hey, what if that was an offshoot of the Choctaw vampire hunters? What if Sinners was an offshoot of what their role was?" Because that mysticism to me, it's everyone wants to know because it's not really articulated, especially from a Buffalo Soldier's point of view. You know what I mean? Or how they would experience it.
It certainly played into the Native Americans when they were in battle,
right?
Because they would burn certain things or smoke certain things, and they thought they were invisible. That their wicker shield would prevent the bullets from going through them. They believed it.
Right, exactly. And they go ahead, Nathan. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, well no, and in the book, so like the characters on both the Cheyenne side and on the cavalry side are disillusioned characters. So part of that exchange that because the book really is built around that moment, and it really is sort of a prolonged moment. The book isn't an epic. It's as you said, it's sort of it's contained inside the greater history that is real and known. But that though it's almost like, I mean, I'm not taking a line from the book, but it's almost like Johnson is just not somebody who's going to be sold on superstitions. He's not somebody who has time or luxury for them, is another way to put it. And meanwhile, you've got this splinter tribe of the Cheyenne who are surviving Riverside. They haven't moved on. They haven't taken the deals. They're one of the last remaining tribes, fictionally, this little splinter tribe that needs to be eradicated. And you've got a character that is parallel. You've got Takeyomi, who's parallel to Johnson, who similarly is saying we can't have faith in all the same things we could have faith in because look what's happened to everybody else. Like look
Yeah.
what the mysticism, our our spiritual protections. We can't rely on these things. So when he's looking back at Johnson, he's also coming from a disillusioned place, and they're connecting on something that they're very much, and maybe only they realize they're on the same plane on. Sort
Yeah.
of that pun intended.
Yeah. And Johnson is not afraid to speak up to the white officers and complain. And most everybody else in the work in the Buffalo Soldiers will not do that. He will stand up and he will talk, and he paid for it also, as you know.
No,
Yeah.
well, the way you have it written, anyways, on the intro, just when you're talking about the there was a spot that I saw that it was very, it was like smoking a joint, chilling on your couch type of reading. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not saying that I advocate that.
No, we didn't read into that you do that, Dougie. Yeah,
exactly. No, it's like you're relaxing, smoking a peace pipe, and
like some people do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, from what I've heard, it's like I heard
rumor.
Rumor
has it.
Yeah, rumor has it. Well, just like how I heard rumors that you were part of some TV show. So, anyways, exactly. So. The way it's written, it has that. It sets it. I'm going to tell you guys right now. I'm going to read an excerpt from it. The magpie turned its head once, twice, and then took flight. The herd rumbled. The sky shrouded itself in the black smoke of burning sage. Now, I mean, I like shit like that. That's that kind of like, it's almost like the prologue is setting your mind at ease to get you where you need to be. If that makes any sense.
That's Nathan's magic right there.
I was about to say, whose idea was that?
Well, the burning sage came from Creed for sure. But
did it?
I
always forget.
Yeah, I remember you specifically. Either I picked it up from you or you told me it should be in there. But
I think I put a mind like a Vulcan mind meld to you on that one. Yeah,
every good idea every good idea that I have comes from Creed. I'm just sort of the conduit.
That's very trying of you. It's not true, of course, but go ahead.
Well, it's interesting that you point. I mean, I'm thinking about it a little bit. I don't think this is sort of explicit, but we're talking about the disillusionment. Yet we begin the book. I don't want to give too much away, but I'll say we begin the book in that moment of mysticism, and we end the book completely leaving it behind.
Yeah.
So and I think in that there's a little bit of a heartbreak of the loss of the illusion of the West, or the loss of the historic West. And out of that, something is also gained, because, again, not to give anything away, but there is something, Johnson gains something, which is ultimately, not that he was not a free man at the beginning, but what he ultimately gains is a kind of freedom at the end. And so the book does begin with sort of mysticism and ends with disillusionment, but it also begins with Johnson. It's really about his journey to a place of greater freedom. And I think there's something kind of sad too in that tribe, finally leaving, because it's not just picking up and moving home, it's letting go of all of that mysticism and letting go of, if this part in the river was a gift from God, and the abundance of this plain, and the deer and elk and buffalo on it were also a gift from the earth, from the gods, from nature, then leaving all those things behind is also leaving your beliefs behind in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of like disconnecting you a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, I think when we feel sorry for the other the African Americans who are left, and the soldier thing, even though it's a tough thing, he's going down. He's finding his true worth.
Yeah. To go back to what it said is you're talking about the mysticism part. To go back to the magpie, it chattered. It chattered once. Then again, deep spirit did not move. I mean, are we? I mean, just is the deep spirit walking the reader along, and is it kind of like setting in your mind that there's a greater entity behind this?
Well, I mean, you could say if you were one of those people that would say something like this, that deep down the Indians and the and everybody else, it's there's a same loving presence, controlling the whole thing. Everyone thinks it's a separate, it belongs to them alone, but it's not. It is. I don't. Just speaking for me, I think this is a one character out there running the show. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think within the scope of the book, and again, I'm not sure all these things were sort of explicit or even fully conscious, but as we talk about them, the deep spirit has these moments that's what you're referring to. As you read further, you see this as a character that's connected to the tribe, and you get these sort of moments with him, and part of what's highlighted and what he's trying to communicate to the chief and the tribe is that the white man was one unknown, but there's this other unknown coming, and the unknown that actually changes the life of the tribe is for better or worse, is the Buffalo Soldiers. It's another, to them, another entity, another like person, but that they have literally no vocabulary or category for. And part of that is you're gonna like with the Buffalo Soldiers, you see a kind of bravery that you could not see with the white man, because
Yeah.
they had, and I think so. It's not just the unknown of like this physical appearance; it's the unknown that they're going to experience of their bravery, their determination, their ferocity.
Right. That was about
as
ready
soldiers.
to say that. Yeah, because they're
And when Deep Spirit recognizes Johnson's worth and gives his thumbs up to the chief and his minions, that's the go ahead for him. And he can make the transition. He can segue into the Indian way of life and actually do something, because he couldn't do anything before working as a Buffalo Soldier. He was just completely curtailed at every single corner. This is getting him a chance. Yeah, it's exciting. I want to go read it again, actually.
Yeah, when he chooses to defect, he finds agency, maybe for the first time.
Yes.
And I think that's part of that freedom that we're talking about, is this free. And it's also interesting because obviously if you are in the armed forces, you are giving up a part of your agency, right, to fight on behalf of. And yet it was that mechanism was broken with those soldiers, and certainly with these missions. Exactly who are we fighting for, and how can we be the respect does not come through the command, right? They're not
No.
receiving the respect through the command, which is necessary.
He doesn't come
So
off as a traitor. He doesn't come off as a traitor. He comes off as someone who's, through the machinations of the people around him, is forced into this new life.
How does
Yeah.
it? How does what is the time span in this? So what a period exactly does it start to where it finishes? Like I don't know. Some books go over 3-4 years or a month or so. What's the time span of the book?
yeah, it's over the course of well, it opens in 1864. God, what month? May, I think.
Yeah.
And
Something like that, yeah.
then there's sort of it jumps forward, I think, a year, and then after that, it takes place over the course of about 6 months. But it also sort of compresses. It goes like a year to 6 months, then it goes down to where everything's happening over the course of a few days.
Yeah.
But the total time span, 2 years maybe, from when you meet him to it ends.
I think, well, it's got to be a little long, because he's got to get in there. He's got to learn a little of the language. He's got to build up the respect of the tribe. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time there for that to occur. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think it's I think the scope of the
Couple
book's
of
about
years,
to. It's a
maybe.
good trivia question. Maybe you can, poke through it and find it. Find the answer.
1865, the last battle of the Civil War. Anyways, are there going to be any other historical organizations from the cavalry involved in this at all? I mean, I know I don't want to like, do some spoilers here, but is there going to be any other known units that are going to be involved in this as well?
And mostly
Eastern politicians come in. I don't think they if they consider them military or not, but they certainly have their ear.
Yeah, politicians. Yes, exactly. Oh
Yeah.
man, we can go on forever on that one too.
Well, and interestingly, they sort of enter the story partly. It partly highlights the I don't know if hopelessness is the right word, but it highlights the fact that there is no place that Johnson can, or those like him, can appeal to for respect, nor the natives. It shows like whatever happens here, there is no reconciliation for it. And so the greatest powers that are sort of represented in the story are represented for the sake of indifference. And for some conscience, because you see sort of the senator's wife. But no, this is mostly focused around the 10th. You'll see there are a couple of other units, but as the book goes, they quickly are isolated on their own, so that the book can again get to this sort of small, it reduces in scope until it's, this very isolated moment in battle.
So they're not deploying anywhere off country. Is that what you're
saying? They're not even wishing him success. I don't think anybody in the beginning really wants him to succeed because he's not an Indian.
Right.
They don't want to use his weapons that he brings to them.
Right.
They don't want to use the saddles that he's going to get for them. They don't want to use dynamite. They would rather just use the arrow. They would. They actually feel it's superior. So it's a hard wall for this guy to get.
Yeah, I was just kind of curious. Yeah, I was just kind of curious to see if General Jack Pershing, John J. Pershing was going to jump in the mix, because he was in the 10th Cab, so I was just kind of like wondering if he was going to like a famous appearance or something like that in there.
Oh yeah, no, there's not a lot of historical cameos. This is a work of historical fiction. I think if you open the door and go down that way, you have to go down it. Pretty hard. Oh,
what did I do?
I still see you.
No,
you good?
Yep, I can still see and hear you. You're all right on our side. So yeah, no, this is again, like we sort of carve out a little place to have our fictional story.
Creed, you good?
I just lost my volume. I got it back.
Oh, okay. All right, good deal. Just double checking. Yeah, because some stories like that, you'll have like a famous, like you said, a famous cameo and all that, and especially during that time, Custer, Pershing, if they get rolled up in that. And speaking of which, is there going to be any type of interwoven stories with this, like Custer's Last Stand?
You mean not in this book? No.
Okay.
Yeah, we're working. So I did mention we're working on another book, but it's not a sequel. It is another Western, a little more adventure oriented, a little less historical fiction. But no, it does not cross into this, let's call it, universe.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was about ready to say that too. That kind of like because there was also there was the World War I. There was also the U.S. Mexico border, the Pancho Villa's chase as well. So I was just curious, if that was going to be?
I mean, it's set up. It is set up for Johnson to continue.
Right.
I mean,
right.
If somebody wanted to, it can dovetail right into another story. Of course.
Right. Yeah. So is Buffalo's going to be Buffalo's, and then Buffalo's, motion picture Buffalo. I mean, I'm talking about obviously the book, but Buffalo's, the different wars.
Buffalo's Revenge.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The World According to Buffalo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Buffalo's the next generation.
Two buffaloes walk into a bar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because some books have some, there's like a continuity, like you were saying, and intermingling between universes. I like the way you said that. Is what Spider-Verse is going to be in and who's going to be involved at the series, because I'll be honest with you, I want to see, I want to get the book, but obviously I want to see the movie. I mean, I want to see, some
so do we.
Well, like Creed said, this was conceived, very visually, very cinematically, but it also had to be, it had to be birthed in this medium. One, because that's me and Creed, that's where we work and we live and thrive. And also two, because the story, sort of, a lot of things sort itself out that can only happen in a novel. And interesting, like we talk a lot about, we're working on another Western. We talk a lot about Westerns. We're actually doing a signing. We came across a super cool little piece of Western history that got us talking and thinking. And it is interesting to think about doing multiple books in that genre, because they all sort of are in that universe, right? And how you create the connective tissue. It's like the rules are sort of set for you, but in a way that's very kind of exciting. And I think the question you ask is like, how savage do you go? How dark do you go?
Right. Right.
I think that, and we talked about probably being, great followers of Cormac McCarthy and Larry McMurtry and Louis L'Amour. And it's kind of intimidating to actually even try to put your toe into that water. But to our credit, we forged ahead anyway.
Yeah,
and,
especially when you're talking about the
we'll
time.
be counted.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Especially when you're talking about the time period. I mean, it's
shoot! I can't hear you now.
No.
What happened?
No. I don't know.
Oh my God! Okay, I lost you again. What's going on?
There we go. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can. I keep putting my finger to hold it like that and to get it horizontal, and then I touch the thing. That's what she said.
That's about to say. That's what she said. There you go.
It's like Tourette's. You can't stop.
Careful with them fingers. But what I was saying though is that the time span of the period of the Buffalo Soldier is it's immense. So, and there's been different events that they've been involved with. Ever thought of getting it closer to like the modern times with the same series, or have you guys not seen that, gone that further horizon? Like the Harlem Hellfighters or something like that.
No, I don't think we have discussed that.
Well, we did kind of muse at one point about the juxtaposition of the industrialized East, coming out of Chicago had 40-story buildings when the West was still wild.
Right.
There is this moment, I can't remember. I think at one point we were driving, Creed, we were sort of talking about, there was that moment where the West was still wild and the East was, becoming not commercialized, industrialized, civilized, and yeah, and that's pretty interesting. I mean, I think the Harlem Hellfighters is something I'd love to research more. Like, what actually completely epitomized that in a way was the story of Quanah, and like he rode with Roosevelt, like he was at the White House, right? So in the wildest moments of the true Wild West, ended in really robust civilization. So that fascinates me a lot. And also it is very interesting to me the way that those who were city bound, like, and this is at the end of Buffalo's a little bit, like how the imagination and everything that happened in the West, like how it echoed into the cities and into government and into civilization. that was more formed in the East. And I that sort of conversation, that game of telephone, even is really interesting. And so maybe there's something.
We were kicking the idea around about, but the Tom Berenger Barbara Hershey movie where there's a tribe, you know the one,
Yeah.
the tribe that's off by itself. I
Yep.
forgot the name of the
Yep.
film. Very interesting, and we were toying for a while. Maybe this Johnson and maybe some of his cohorts would go with the Indians and live off by themselves in a situation similar to that. But that we kicked a lot of stuff around.
Yeah, how about this so much?
We finally ended up where we are.
The Buffalo Soldiers spanning from 1866 to 1851, crossing over what six, seven freaking conflicts. I mean, that's a lot of book material right there when you think about it. I mean, fiction and nonfiction too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to say it's almost like walking into a Forrest Gump type of thing, but it's very interesting to see how that would evolve, especially like you were talking about the city involvement and all that. And again, I'm going to keep saying that a lot of current tactics and techniques and procedures of our military now that were obviously taken from those battles as well, especially from the American Indian Wars.
Well, one of the great things that Buffalo Soldiers mounted cavalry unit that I talked about, and some of those one of the great things they do is that legacy that you talked about, like the Buffalo Soldiers made, I don't want to say just made a name for themselves, but they were legend. Like they went from dismissed and disposable to legendary and indispensable, right?
Yes.
I think it's fair to say it that way. And then we're gone, right? Like that legacy, we moved on from that legacy. So it does need to be, maintained and perpetuated and, remembered. And for like reasons, like you said, for the TTPs that came out of it on the one hand, but also just because they earned and carved a place in the history of the country and our armed forces that really doesn't, it doesn't have a reference point today.
No. I mean,
it would be a nice thread. It would be a nice thread, Nathan, if we had our when we go to the rodeo here, to the Black Rodeo in Los Angeles. There could be a story of one of the cowboys talking about blah 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 back a couple of generations ago, and then we could show some flashbacks from the guy. That actually would work.
Because the first thing it would be like for your next book would probably, and I'm by no means I'm not an author, but most books that you open up and you see like the timeline of it. Okay, so Buffalo's first started off here. Now the line starts to this next event, and then the line starts to next to that. So I won't. We
will flank their minds.
Yeah, and that was free. That was free. No invoice required. So there you go.
I do like following Johnson further. He's sort of
exactly.
Yeah. No, I think that it's open. It's open. We can see, and he can also get some new high-powered weaponry too to facilitate his attacks with.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe this is. Yeah. Maybe there's a conversation.
I played a character in this Jacques Audiard film, The Sisters Brothers, and the character in it had the very first cartridge weapon. And so I was harped with Nathan all the time. Let's use that. Let's use that thing.
Or bring the Gatling.
I'm obsessed with it.
Bring the Gatling gun involved too. Throw that in there to level some playing fields.
Well, for sure.
So aside
Tommy gun. Indeed.
Tommy. I mean, there are some science fiction stories of soldiers bringing modern equipment back to what would you do with the modern weapon back in the Civil War or the Revolutionary War
But the Tommy gun, what is when was the Tommy gun introduced? Do you?
It was during the they had them in the 50s for sure.
Yeah, it was during Prohibition, so it was like
Prohibition time. The gangsters had them.
So like the teens. I mean, there was still a Wild West. You conceivably could see you could have been fighting, cowboys and Indians somewhere with the Tommy gun.
Well, I mean, yeah, it was introduced in 1921, so I'm just getting out the note right quick.
21.
But
Okay.
just to go from the single cartridge,
Right.
one shot only on a horse to 6 shot.
Oh, that's
Huge,
what
huge
Winchester and the Henry rifle was about, the lever action, that introduced more repeating arms and stuff like that. But I mean, like I said, that's kind of.
But you still had to pull the hammer back.
The single action ones, but that would be, like I said, a good fiction portion where this new weapon called a Thompson submachine gun is being introduced, and then that's the big secret. That right there is already a Buffalo Soldier mission right there, a spy mission.
He's lobbying for this, Nathan. He's lobbying
I'm
to get this thing done.
I'm about to say,
look, I can see a book cover with Johnson or Johnson's grandson standing at the edge of the plane with the Tommy gun.
Yeah,
Johnson gets bigger. Is the title.
Johnson and Johnson for the people. There you go.
Johnson gets a bigger Johnson. Yeah.
Johnson gets a bigger Johnson with his Thompson. Is that what you're saying?
But Johnson is also he's good because he knows how to do it with one shot. Right.
That's right.
He's careful, and also part of that we make a mention of the book is resource availability. He
doesn't waste. He used to shoot rabbits to feed his family, so he's going to do it in one shot. He's not going to throw stuff away.
Right, exactly.
Well, and they're given rifles that may break after 2 shots. They're given very little ammo. In the early days of the early campaigns, the Buffalo Soldiers, like they had the sick horses, the broken rifles, the
worn old tack, lousy
sabers. Yeah.
Yep.
Have you guys connected with the Buffalo Soldiers Museum in Houston, Texas? Have you guys gotten with them?
No,
I don't think so.
They got some good information and historical memorabilia that will help walk you through it.
Something to think about for us though. To go there,
I've been there, and it's pretty good. It's a decent place. That they would help. They would definitely help you out if you were saying, "Hey, I'm here to do some research about Buffalo Soldiers." The first thing they're going to do is like, "Hey, you're that dude from The Office," and they're going to be like, "Wait a minute, now I'm here to do a book." So
not with my prosthetic ear. They're not going to recognize.
You got to stop sparring with Mike Tyson there, Creed. I mean, it must be the name Creed boxing. That
maybe.
So, you need to have both of them done and go full elf.
Or Vulcan.
Do that.
We're Vulcan here.
All right.
The elf stuff. But guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out. This is
fun. Thanks for having us, man. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
And I guarantee you guys are always welcome to come back. Nathan CQ said hi, and he said he crushed it last week. You said you crushed it last week, so on his appearance here before.
I endeavor to crush it every morning.
Yes.
So
see with walnuts, killer with the walnuts. Yeah.
All right, Creed Bratton and Nathan Edmondson, author of Buffaloes. I'm gonna shoot the breeze with them for a second, and I'll be right back. And then so everyone stand by. You guys got anything to say before we take off?
Thank you. The book's Barnes & Noble, MeridiaBooks.com, Amazon. Go find the book and tell your friends.
Please do. Yeah. Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, I posted links already in the chats while we were talking. So, all right, we'll be right back. Stand by.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
In the barracks where the madness breeds, a soldier's tale of wild misdeeds, from the chow hall to the PT grind. You won't believe the things you'll find. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private tensions far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army type of the stories unfold time for sleep. Emerge straight like gold in hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeants rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army WTF, the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army WTF, the force, the madness we know. The mud so deep, a midnight raid, no time for sleep. Emerge straight like gold in hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeants rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army WTF, the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos the truth is told. From the field to the base the legends grow. Army WTF, the force, the madness we know. In the ranks where the wild things roam. Every soldier's got a tale of their own. From the absurd to the downright strange. Army WTF, the force, it never will change. So raise a glass to the tales untold. In the Army's world where the brave and bold live the moments that make us say Army WTF, the force, every single day.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Sometimes when I look at, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, I think it's WTF Army or something.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Fun. I had a great time. Could have gone longer. Creed had to step out for a second, so you guys saw he got his he had some medical stuff done to him, so he had to leave. I didn't want to force it on him, like I said. Thank you guys for your patience and all that stuff to get him on here. He was originally not going to be on here, so we're kind of like, oh shit, all right, well, I guess we're going to be good. And then there you go. Then he showed up. So, and of course, also a shout out to Nathan Edmondson, the co-author of Buffaloes with Creed Bratton. I'm gonna tell you what, I anytime it comes to history like that, I love getting in the weeds with that stuff. Again, check the links right here on the chats. If you guys could see that all the stuff that I was referencing of was from the Meridia books. That the extra I is throwing me off a little bit. That I dropped in there in the chats. I'm gonna drop it in here again as well, so that way you guys can get yourself a copy and all that. They also got a contest going on too, so you might be able to get a signed copy. I don't know. Ooh, hey CQ, maybe we could get some, get some signed books going there, so we can do some giveaways, man. So, all right. So let me go ahead and let me just hit a couple of let me go back in here to the stories right quick. Just want to go over a couple stories. You guys know that there is there was an American journalist, Shelley Keidelson, who was abducted in Iraq, and now she's been returned. I know this is from some CBS News. American journalist, I don't know, Keidelson. I don't want to fuck up the names. You guys, how I am. I know how I get sensitive about names. Was freed after militants from the Iranian-backed Kataib Hezbollah kidnapped her in Iraq 1 week ago. Two Iraqi government sources familiar with the situation told CBS News that on Tuesday that Keidelson had been released, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio confirmed her release, saying in the statement, "We are relieved that this American is now free and are working to support her safe departure from Iraq." So that's some good news there. Also, the now we're not going to cover that. We'll wait for Sergeant's time. Oh, Sergeant's time. Somebody asked me about Sergeant's time. Asked me what's going on with Sergeant's time. So Sergeant's time, there will be some Sergeant's time showing in a week or so ish. But that's because there's got to be some schedule arrangements that have to be made, and you'll see Sergeant's time get posted. There you go. So don't hang out. I know everyone's like, oh, Sergeant's time is going to come back. So there might be a mixture of Sergeant's time like news from now until it comes back, but it's still there. It's not going away. It just has to be some scheduling stuff that needs to be handled, and some recording stuff. So I'm kind of like excited because it originally, believe it or not, that if you guys remember back in the day, originally was supposed to have been a recorded show, not live. So we just decided to go, fuck it, we'll do it live. You guys know right now that we're blockading the blockades of excellence. So the U.S. is to blockade entering and exiting Iranian ports, even though Iran says that there's a blockade, but we're not blockading to counter blockades of other blockades that we currently have. The blockade will force them partially against vessels of exactly, of excellence. Yeah, exactly. Against vessels of all nations entering and departing Iranian ports and coastal areas, including all Iranian ports in the Arabian Gulf or Gulf Oman. Now, I said Arabian Gulf. People get mad. People get upset because the term Arabian Gulf isn't being used. Or Persian Gulf. I kind of remember growing up. That was a long time ago. No, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. The Arabian Gulf was actually preferred by the individuals that lived in that region. So I don't know if that was a term to say, hey, look, out of respect of the Arabian partners there, or it's just like another Gulf of America type thing. So who knows? Anyways, CENTCOM forces will not impede freedom of navigation of vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz to or from non-Iranian ports. So again, this is going to be one of those freaking blockades of blockades of blockades of blockades. I was kind of thinking that, after all that shit that we did, I don't know, decapitating the majority of their leadership, and also getting involved with other Arab partners to do some stuff there. I don't know. Somebody asked me, what do I feel about it? Me being a Iraq vet. What do I feel about that? I'm just kind of like saying, we've kind of run the gamut before, being told, that was a good thing, and you saw how Iraq turned out. Oh, this is gonna be a good thing, and you saw how Afghanistan rolled out. So it's kind of like, at this point, if all we're doing is just slinging some lead at people and then causing a vacuum, I think get some other guests on here to talk about that too, because I don't know. It just I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's. I'm not saying don't get me wrong. Once we're in the game and once we're engaging, it's full on America rep the set. You know what I mean? But it just, I don't know. Just it's kind of like, yeah. I don't know. It doesn't feel. I don't know. Does it? Some people even say it doesn't even feel like we're in a freaking war. Doesn't it feel like we're doing shit? The war in Iran and of course the term war. Are we in a war or conflict? I know individuals like, no, we are in a war. We've been in a war since 19. I mean, yeah, I remember growing up. Bomb. I mean, even John McCain, the late John McCain, said it. Bomb Iran. Making fun of that. All the memes and parodies about, memes. Back in the day, there used to be T-shirts of people saying, "We're gonna bomb the shit out of Iran." No shit. And so I'm just kind of curious that I'm surprised that, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like there's no energy to it. There's nothing to it. Like, guys went out, bombed some shit. Cool. Oh, there's some aircraft shot down. We got to recover our pilots. Oh, good job. There we go. Let's fucking rock and roll, right? Supportive of that. This doesn't seem okay. What's next? What do we do next after we've eliminated the entire because at one time we were allies with Iran. I know people get mad when you talk about that hey, we were at one time allies, and they're like, oh my God. Make a meme of him looking like Jesus. But don't get mad when you make some meme of him making look like Jesus. Don't get mad about that. Don't shit talk that. So again, it's pretty. It's. I don't say it's dicey. It just doesn't feel. It doesn't feel like we're. I don't know. And maybe it's that feeling of Afghanistan and Iraq. It just doesn't feel like we're on a war footing. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It just doesn't feel like that. To me, at least. All right. What was the last thing I was going to talk about? I just double checking my notes here. Yeah, someone posted. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna share this, D. We're gonna blockade with our blockade. Yeah. This is a screen cap from the Army Times, and it was funny because the way it was written, it's just kind of like, yeah, sure. Army Times article posted on Facebook. You can see the individuals in the comments right here. Any Iranian who fires on us or peaceful vessels will be blown to hell, quote unquote. The president wrote on Sunday. And then someone's like, let's blockade their blockade. That'll show them. And then somebody else like, I just hope they don't try to blockade our blockade, which is what I just said earlier of excellence. So it's just funny. I don't know. It just doesn't feel, maybe because I'm older. It doesn't feel like, again, I don't, I'm feeling deja vu. Yeah, I'm feeling deja. Again, it just doesn't feel, like I said, man. It just, I don't know. You guys in the chats, some of you guys are Afghanistan and Iraq vets. It doesn't feel like you're like, yeah, let's go, God, blah, blah, blah. There's no like that. There's not that energy. Again, once we're in the game, rep the set, right? Support the troops. Let's go kick some ass. But it just, yeah, just doesn't. I just don't feel like it's a. It doesn't feel like I don't know. It doesn't fucking feel like there's anything. It doesn't feel like it. It's hard to explain. It just there's not. Everyone says, "Oh yeah, there's no skin in the game," or blah blah. Nah, it's not that. It just really doesn't feel like we're at a war footing. Or at least I would say the way the communications side of the house doesn't make it sound like we're on a war footing. Yeah, we did some strikes. Yeah, we did some strikes here. Yeah, we did some strikes there. And then a couple of videos saying that, oh, we did this and we did that. And you're like, oh, okay, so what else do we need to do? I don't know. It just doesn't seem. Maybe it's because we don't have the briefings like we used to have with W. we're gonna strike terrorists. We're gonna do this and we're gonna. That's what we're gonna do. And don't get me involved in this shit. Shame on me. shame on. Yeah, shame on me. Can't do it again, or whatever he was confused at. It just doesn't feel. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys feel the same way? It feels like a sick joke. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it feels like a sick joke to the Guat folks. We got her first last time. Yeah, like I said, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I mean, when people start going through history and see just how we were with Iran before the Shah was exiled and before obviously the Islamic Revolution, and everyone's like, oh, okay. Ask the MSM to all go to hell. Man, I'm telling you what, man, it's just like not even the MSM's like doing anything. It doesn't give you the feel, right? Is it giving you the feeling? Aside from TikTok videos of veterans putting on their Class A's, ready to go. Yeah, thank you. This is me. You better call me up. And they put their fucking their ASU jackets on and stuff like that. They're like, I'm gonna put on uniform. I'm ready to go. Man, it's time to. It's for me, I'm no. Did my time, and I feel like it's the young bucks there to go ahead and it's a young man's game. I did my time. I mean, imagine me being back in, being all not jaded, but being like, nah, that's not how it fucking works. Would I be allowed to be part of WTF Nation Radio, WTF Moments if I went back in? Everyone's freaking out about the draft. That's not there. Guys, gals, relax. Registering for the Secret Service, for the Selective Service has been forever. There used to be videos and stuff. Only a real man will sign up for the Selective Service. Sign up for the Selective Service. You got the opportunities to get some benefits, educational stuff, blah, 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 financial, blah, 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 blah. They used to give this whole spiel. Only a real man would do it. Real men. And then, of course, everyone wanting to say, hey, look, well, women should be as well. And then now it was like, oh my God, you're automatically going to be, when you turn 18, when your social security number knows that it's, you're bam, bam, bam. Draft me, please. Shadow. As I'm saying, man, it's like, I'm on the fence. There's some things where like, fuck yeah, dude. I want to, yeah, hell yeah. I wouldn't mind coming back in, but then there's times where I'm like, some of the people that are in, I'm like, I'm going to fucking serve with you. And, cause you got that taste of civilian life, right? You're out. And then you're about ready to come back in after you've been like, the taste of civilian life. And then, you've got that DD-214 mentality. How many leaders would get mad at you if you're sleeping your DD-214 blanket? I'm just here for the fucking game now. I was 15, 16 when your parents said, damn, damn, Corey, how old are you, man? Was that back in the days of yore or something like that? Can you do it back? Yeah, exactly that. Real Men commercial. Yeah, exactly. And then, yeah, you saw those commercials, Real Men, and then when you joined, you saw the Bud Light commercials, Real Men of Genius. Exactly. So it's just kind of like everyone's freaking out about the Selective Service that's always been there. There's some states, that, I don't understand it. When you get a driver's license or all that, you're registered to vote, right? They register you to vote. So what's the difference between that and registering you for the Selective Service? Selective Service. We don't have the draft. There's no draft going on right now. So it's just kind of funny to see everyone like, besides I'm too old. I think you guys want somebody like, my old ass in there. Oh my God. Who's that old man walking out of his, getting out of his car, driving around his 2021 Honda shitbox? What's the, oh man. Every time I think about going back, I remember how easy it was to take a, yeah, exactly. Just to take a day off or you're going to have to, come on. I'm pushing 100. I'm old. All right. Exactly. I'm pushing. That's it. When your age and your birth year kind of like match, almost match. Look at that. Who's that old guy walking, getting out of his car? Ooh, he's got that old beat up Honda. Who the hell is that? Oh, that's our Major Ramos. He's so old and decrepit. Oh, you guys. Hanging out in a smoke pit, like an E4 or something like that. You better pick up those cigarette butts. How are you going to respond to that? You better pick up these nuts, How would somebody coming back into the draft? I think for the vets would be coming back and be fucking hilarious. If you got to come back, you come back. Whatever waivers you got to do and all that stuff. I know I got to probably get some waivers in. Have you ever done this? Because like I said, DD-214 time hits. You got DD-214 time, DD-214 activities that happen. My waiver packet will be as thick as my medical packet. But again, yeah, there's a trend right now going on TikTok, going on social media of individuals that are putting on their Class A jackets. And I was like, man, just joking around. I was like, maybe I should do that. But then I'm like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not like film myself, but I don't want to like disappoint myself to put on my jacket. And then, cause I have some considerable heft to me that I've, post retirement. So bro, you paying all those kids. Yeah, exactly. I'm about to say all them baby when I was going to come out. Oh, you're back in the military? I'm going to call the commander for child support. Oh my God. Yeah. I would say as an older guy, I think it would be fun. I think for the younger guys that are going through some shit or they're going to come back in, but I don't think they're going to bring us GWAT vets back in. I think they're going to have some fresh meat. If anything else, if the draft does come back, I want to see everybody who is in an elected office. I want to see their children's. No waivers. As a matter of fact, all these deferments and shit that all these politicians have gotten away with, to include current and past presidents, that have had everything that just like whatever. I had deferments. They couldn't do this during this time. No. Nothing. No more. No more deferments. I mean, the military lets people in already with certain conditions as it is, right? So they wouldn't let me in because I got bone spurs. Fuck that. We'll shave them motherfuckers off. I didn't get that. I got flat feet. Matt, we got some arches for you. I have an astigmatism. Glasses. My girl's all fucked up. Dental. Yeah, exactly that, Keith. Why would I want to torture myself to put on my ASU jacket? I would, yeah, exactly that, Shadow. Guat Vitzer, I think, or be no draft is a trend. What else I'm saying, though? I'll be honest with you, I'd rather have somebody just wants to be in. When we had our guest, Colin Jones. Remember, he came on, shoot the shit with us, and we talked about what would be a very good alternative to the draft. I'm gonna bring him on to see how he's doing. As his campaign surges. Now it's okay. You don't want to fucking carry a rifle. You don't want to do this all this shit. Okay, fine. We'll put you in some sort of like a Peace Corps or the Service Corps or something like that. Kind of like something like that, to where it's an alternative. So that way they can focus on stuff at home. If you guys paid attention to the show that we had, myself and Colin Jones shot the shit. Went on to when was that? As a matter of fact, let me look on the channel here. It was a couple of Mondays ago. And Colin Jones came on. Just hey, real quick, you guys could go on WTF Nation Radio's YouTube page, because that's where all the shows are at. Yeah, it was 6 days ago. Yeah, he came on, shot the shit with us. We talked about the draft updates and stuff like that, and his alternative. I mean, pretty much everyone's in agreements. Okay, fine. If you don't want somebody to come in the draft, you can at least put them in like the fucking Peace Corps or something like that at home. To rebuild old homes and fucking feed the homeless and stuff like that. That could be like a civil service type of thing. Those are the guys you want in there. Like, okay, they want to do that. Send Lindsey Graham. He's a commissioned officer already. Isn't he like a JAG or something like that in the fucking Air Guard or something like that in South Carolina? Yeah, I think activate his ass and fucking send him. Because they're all about fucking sending you and me, or talking about sending me. And then, of course, those that didn't go, people have an excuse not to go. Well, actually, you don't have to have. But again, I think there should be no, if there is a draft that's going to be coming up, there should be no deferments. And as a matter of fact, it would be an awesome opportunity for our elected representatives to send their families, to make sure that their families are enrolled in the selected. Oh, that's a thing too. That's another thing too. I didn't even think about that. That would be a good campaign point. I'm going to say this back and forth, playing both sides, that if my opponent was talking about going to war and also the stuff, and they had children's, and I'd be like, are you, of military age, not toddlers, but at least 18 and above? I'd ask them, are they enrolled? Hey, politicians, use that as a tip. Are your kids enrolled in the selective service that you want to talk about that? Will you be willing to let your kids get drafted if a draft would ever occur? Shit like that. That would get them all like, their hard drive would get the blue screen of death. I'm trying to figure that out. But anyways, I digress. No, like I said, exactly that, Keith. It'll be a therapy session. I am not putting on my ASU jacket. Nope. Not even going to put on my ASU jacket. Hell, I'm not even going to put on my ACU jacket. Nope. If I do, I don't know. Like I said, I've gained some heft, and I don't even want. Like I said, I don't want a therapy session. I don't want to struggle. I'll tell you. My biggest fear is I put that shit on, and the next thing you know, I would be like, it's time for some Ozempic. Ozempic. And of course with some PT and a good diet. But yeah, I couldn't. I always, there is no draft. No draft is happening. Signing up for the selective service has always been there. It's auto-enrolling you. It's making sure everyone does their fair share, right? Isn't that what the mantra is of most politicians? We want to make sure everybody does their fair share. Right. That's going to be like the new Scarlet Letter in politics. The midterms are coming up, right? That's what I would use. I would use that on my opponent. Oh, you want to go send these guys to all these wars and shit, right? Okay. Are your kids enrolled in selective service? Did you make sure? They should make them public too. They should make the selective service roles public. You could check. Pick one to go? No. Nope. No one's left out. I said no deferments. No deferments. The fact that we are a voluntary military makes us stronger than exactly that. There are standards, like I said. Those that want to be there. So there's no really, somebody brought up a question about, hey, why did you join the military? And it was, matter of fact, one of our past guests, did we have a EOD Happy Captain come on here and shoot the shit? Mike Villa Hermosa. Shoot the breeze with us to talk about his EOD stuff, and he posted on social media that, hey, as long as somebody's got the skin, as long as somebody is putting the skin in the game and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, then it doesn't matter what the fuck the reason is. But yeah, again, no deferments. Get your children's, get your everyone's going. Maybe Keith out the top rope. Maybe that's why Elon has been quiet. He has a nice group to select from. I'm about to say, since they're already, I've been shitposting MAGAs and the left and the right, and now Elon people. Who knows? Maybe this might be our last broadcast on X. I already get sensitive when you shitpost them online, especially when you're talking about. But anyways, let's see. Any pop culture? Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and close it up. Let me go ahead and bop. Let me go to the calendar here. Make sure we're good on the calendar. All right, so we had Creed Bratton and Nathan Edmondson coming on to talk about their book, Buffaloes. I can't wait for the book. CQ's already got a mission out there for that. Leo Baker, Pop Culture Warrior. Oh man, let me do the show lineup. Where are my manners? Oh Lord have mercy. Let me put my the show back up on here. There we go. This is Monday edition. You guys seen today the King and me before I went on with the actual King Smith and Michelle. Again, I apologize, everyone. We apologize for the tech stuff. We don't know what's going on. We were having some tech drama going on with with some of the streaming stuff, and Facebook was just being a pain in the butt. So that was today, always before the Monday edition. The Monday edition, of course, with myself and Massey. When Massey's not traveling, doing his stuff, doing for work. Again, I might just swing by and say, hey, go check out one of his concerts that he's about ready to do. So you never know. But tomorrow we have Leo Baker, Pop Culture Warrior. On Tuesday, with Michael Carrasquillo, is the Pop Culture Warrior with his mad staff of Bad Mike and Angry Elf. We got some Leo Baker coming out, who's spent 2 years supporting special operations in different parts of the world. He writes about military action and science fiction. Oh man, we're getting more authors. I like to read good. Yes, I love the reading. I love all the stuff. Matter of fact, I think we might already have the graphics up. Yes, we do. Ooh, check out these graphics, man. This is some badass shit right here. Hang on. Oh man, this is. Look at this. Oh man, this is. Oh man, anything that has to do with cyber-like stuff and shit like that. Oh man, I'm game. That's what I'm talking about. So Leo Baker's going to be on to talk to Michael Carrasquillo, CQ, also known as the Pop Culture Warrior. And then, of course, on Wednesdays is the Smoke Pit, taking a break right now. But what do you hear? What do you say with the coach and the actual King Smith on the WTF Nation Radio's Sports Bar? We have, of course, the Sergeant's Time discussion that we had. So, guys, be patient. Sergeant's Time will be happening. You just got to, we got to rearrange some stuff and fix some stuff. And then, of course, FTX, a bye week. And then, of course, weekend co-ops with Nemo. And then on Sunday, we have Dr. J, Dr. Ariel Jordan, our therapist. Well, a therapist, just not your therapist. She's our therapist. What are you talking about? She is the host of The Reset. A lot of great feedback on that. So again, I appreciate everyone's support on that. It's good to get that type of feedback. And so yeah, this is some good stuff. Music Massey and Monday Massey are two different people. I know, dude. I'm gonna tell you what, Massey is grinding. He's like I said, I might have to swing up and visit him in one of his trips or one of his outings out there. He plays a lot in North Carolina, Goldsboro, Gastonia, all the college stuff's around that area. Up in Virginia, out east, in where else does he go? I think Georgia or something like that. He heads out west to Kentucky. Yeah, so I'm just looking at some lineups. He's got some good stuff. I'm gonna tell you what. I didn't know. Yeah, Music Massey and Monday Massey, man, he's a good artist. He'll get you in the feels with some of his music, and it's just I don't know, just the way he's just a good artist. Fuck, I could brag on him. Shit, shut up. Anyways, so make sure you share, like, and follow. We're broadcasting live. We're trying to broadcast live on 5 different platforms. On the main ones, which is U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio's Facebook page, U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio's YouTube page, and on X. And did you know that some pages already have their own pages? So like a show has its own page. So, for instance, Sergeant's Time has its own page, so all the extra shit gets on there that can't be discussed in the show. The Monday edition's getting their page started up. Pop Culture Warrior got their own page set up. The Smoke Pit, the Sports Bar. So all the shows have their respective pages that they'll also broadcast on there, and they'll post memes, jokes, and all sorts of shit. The Jesus memes, the Jesus memes are in. I think that's it. We try to start the show about 8 o'clock, with the exception of the Reset, noon Eastern Standard Time. So I think that's it. You guys got anything for me? Any questions and stuff like that? Like I said, please hit us up at contact@WTF Nation Radio for any anything that has to do with you want some guests coming on. We got some other guests. I'm seeing some emails and shit. And other events happening too. I can't wait. And we can't wait to talk about those. Once that happens, man, woo! The WTF Nation, we'll be doing a road show. You never know. So make sure you share, like, and follow. Like the kids like to say, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. Shots. See ya. Boom, be. Take it easy.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Nothing feels the same. Let it all be out.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Я батько. Я молодший брат.
Я водій маршрутки.
Я скоро одружуся. Я фанат шахтера.
Начальник отдела продаж.
Я прораб.
Я программист. Я свидетель на свадьбе.
Борщица.
Дядя Юра. Таксист. Я вчитель фізкультури.
Я студент-геолог.
У мене своя фірма. Я кращий друг зі школи. Я сусід, який завжди стукає по батареї.
Я єдиний син.